Welcome on board, guys! In today's video, I finally present to you everything that I bought during Fabriano in Watercolor 2024. So, something that happened last month, and it was a watercolor event in which there were a lot of workshops and brands selling their products from all around the world. And of course, I wanted to also try some new colors, so I was very happy to finally be able to also show it the colors to you. Some of the brands are Nila Colori, Renaissance, Daniel Smith, and such. The first brand that I want to present to you is Nila Colori. I've been following this brand since a few time and I've been eager to buy their products. So I was very happy when I acknowledged that they were present in the event happening in Bologna. I chose some colors that were familiar to me, so cobalt blue and ultramarine blue, and other two colors that I wasn't familiar with. One thing that I like about their watercolors is that almost all of their watercolors are formulated with single pigments. What does it mean? It means that each color can therefore fully express the characteristics of their pigment that constitutes it. So what does it mean on a practical way? It means that besides the natural characteristics of the pigment, so how it behaves, for example, ultramarine blue that has a very highly granulating effect, besides that, having one single pigment per watercolor is very good because it has more chances to mix well with other watercolors. I will say that I was left very impressed by two colors, and I'm gonna show you in a bit, and one of which I already added to my palette, and you can see it here, is Malachite. Malachite is malachite, I guess, is a stone, and the authentic malachite pigment by Nila Colori is prepared by pulverizing the mineral itself, so malachite itself. Malachite is a mineral that has been used for millennia as a pigment. The Egyptians used it as a cosmetic, and it is present in paintings from ancient China as well as medieval miniatures. They follow the traditional process, so the one that has been followed by centuries to prepare this pigment, and that is by treating the mineral through trituration and purification. I would say that I was very pleased with this color, and I believe it's my best purchase. Even the red that we have here, so cochinilla, has positively impressed me, and I would like to do a painting with that, both malachite and this cochinilla genuine, because they look very good together, and I believe that it's about time that I do something themed. The next color is from QOR. It's a wonderful color. I was searching for a petalline violet. I've been using this color from Winsor & Newton, but unfortunately, fortunately, since it means that I like it, I finished it. And so when I found this shade in another brand, I said, that's interesting. I could try it. And this is such a beautiful color. I'm just stunned when I see this very earthy purple, almost like plum, very bloody colors, as they speak to me a lot. Let's say that. As you can see on the paper, it disperses very well. It doesn't have any clumpiness. I will say it looks very smooth. One particular thing about this watercolor is that QOR watercolor are achieved through the use of a unique binder called ACQUERELLO. So basically, what's the difference between Gamma Arabic, which is the most common binder that you will find in watercolors, and ACQUERELLO? So the difference is that ACQUERELLO could hold much greater amounts of pigment than the same amount Gamma Arabic could. The next brand is Rosa Gallery. This brand is from Ukraine, and I had the pleasure to buy 2 tubes from them. And one was Madder Rose, and the other is a difficult name for me to pronounce, whatever. That pigment, which resembles sort of Payne's gray, indigo mixed together, that caught my attention. I couldn't refrain from from purchasing Madder Rose, as it's a pigment that I adore. Unfortunately, I thought there was only one pigment inside. I didn't really look. I just saw the name, and since I know that usually Madder Rose there's only one pigment, I just purchased it, which is a PV19. That's the pigment that you also find in Permanent Rose, by the way, which is one of my favorite primaries all times. The next color is so pretty, the one that I cannot pronounce. As you can see, it is a dark Payne's gray indigo. It's so pretty. Bluish kind of dark gray. The next brand is from Foresto, which is an Italian brand. Another Italian brand. I guess we are in Italy, so it's common that I find Italian brands. But yeah, I was caught by sparkles inside. This color is called Murano Pearls, and I don't know if you can see. Yes, you can see it has these little particles, these little sparkly particles that when I see sparkle, I just cannot resist. I have to buy. But yeah, it has this very dark purple, earthy, cool tone, plus the addition of the sparkles. And it's not cheap because I paid 10 euros for a single little pan, but I believe that both because of the quality of the actual paint and because of the materials that it's made from, it's really valuable. And if you want something new, something that you want to experiment with more, and something that of course also lasts, so the ratio between the actual color that it's inside, it's very good. Next, we have the old Daniel Smith. I'm sure you have already heard about this brand. I also used some of their colors, and although I'm a Winsor & Newton baby, I sometimes use these colors. And I don't know if you can see, but I opened them and they're literally exploding and bursting out of the tube. I believe it's because of the transportations and that's why. But I'm not complaining. You know, I'm just having fun with it. I bought quinacridone, which I mistakenly here I learned that it's not quinacridone but quinacridone. This color is such a good color. Look how deep it is, how juicy it is. The next is Piemontite Genuine, and it's a color that I didn't expect to have this shade. As on the label, it's a different color, but I believe that's because it's a stone, and it will happen that it granulates, and that's totally normal. As for any other stone, it's totally normal if it granulates and it has some particle behaving how they want. You'll see later. But overall, I like it. I just didn't expect this color. The next one is an Italian brand, My Mary Blue, and I will say that I fell in love with not exactly this color, but they gave me a dot card, and I tried turquoise, and it was so pretty. One thing that I want to say about this brand is that I appreciate very much the fact that they have a one single pigment formula for each watercolor, and that is perfect for color mixing. It's such a shame that I haven't tried them before, but I will definitely purchase more colors and also compare the one that I have with the new ones. So that's an interesting experiment for another video though. I also made a lighter version of this color because I thought that it would be such a great color for the sky, and in fact it's very transparent and very pretty. Next we have Renaissance, which is a Polski, I believe, a Polish brand. These paints are highly concentrated pigments, and you will see. They also have a high level of light fastness, which is something that it's always appreciated, and they remain consistently brilliant and transparent. I was pretty amazed by brown matter. As you can see, it's a lovely brown, and I already know how to use it when creating dark skin tones because it's just a perfect base. You can just then change it, the hue, saturation, but this is a pretty good base. Then indigo. Indigo was, I don't know, guys. I have Winsor & Newton indigo, and it's rather greenish. It's a rather greenish indigo. This is more blue, and you can see here while I move it around the paper that the particles are doing strange things. But I don't mind it, honestly. It's a pretty color, and I've also added water, so that's what's going to happen. It and play with them like this. The next brand is Roman Schmal. Roman Schmal, it's, I believe it's Roman Schmal Aquarius. That's why I wrote it. I didn't know this brand, and I was amazed. I was amazed by the first red and phthalo blue. The red was just so perfect. It was the perfect primary color as it, and I also tested it afterwards. It's transparent, vibrant, very good for mixing, and disperses very well, behaves very good. And phthalo blue is the same thing, but in blue. So they make very good primaries, guys. I love the quality of these paints. Amongst everything that I bought, these two and the Lila Colori one and also the brown matter, they just jumped straight to my palette. I mean, not now, but I will implement that. I also made a PDF with on my Patreon with my updated palette to showcase my colors, my updated colors for 2024. So if you're interested, you can go there. And this is it. I'm just so happy that I participated. I also took a workshop with an Italian artist, and I've done a landscape. That's something that I don't normally do, but it felt so refreshing. So here's the colors once they are dried, and well, I hope you enjoyed the video and enjoyed the colors watching, and let me know if you want to try a few of the colors that you see here, if you already know some brand, if you already own some of their watercolors, and if you also have some recommendations, guys. I'm always open to try new colors and new shades because I'm a color nerd. You know me. So that's it, guys. If you want to leave a comment, I would highly appreciate it, and see you in the next video. Bye bye!